Hello and welcome to Yoman's Rising Streamers podcast, the podcast dedicated to developing streamers and their rise to the top. I'm your host, Yoman21A, and today I have the honor of being joined by bambabyyy. We're not going to spoil too much here, but Bam is a streamer that I think I met not too terribly long ago. This was actually when I was kind of getting back into the idea of starting my second series of the Rising Streamers podcast, and I started looking for streamers that I didn't really know too well. So Bam was one of them that just happened to pop up one day, and I was like, I can take a chance today, and it's been working out pretty good. I'd say we collab a good amount now, but we'll get into that discussion a little bit later. So, Bam, how have you been today?
I've been well, just taking care of some adult errands and squeezing in some games. And before I get ready for my own stream later on.
Right on. When you said adult errands, I thought you were going to be talking about like that one Fortnite game you just played and I had to drag you out of. I was like,
Yeah,
all right,
that
yeah.
wasn't one of them.
All right. Well, we'll get right into it here. And well, I guess the first thing that the listeners need to know is, well, about you. So, tell us who you are, what you stream, where you're from, and anything else that we might want to know before we get into some of the more in depth questions.
The burning questions. Okay.
Absolutely.
Uh, So, yeah, my streamer name is bambabyyy. My real name is Bianca. I currently am streaming Hogwarts Legacy, Mario Kart, and Fortnite. When I finish Hogwarts Legacy, I'll probably do another RPG. Like, I really wanted to play The Witcher, so I might do that. But yeah, I live in New York City and I live with my super crazy and super cute tuxedo tabby. His name is Mr. Binks. And if you ever catch my streams, you will most likely 9 times out of 10 catch him attacking me. So that's always for good content. Other than that, I love pizza, anime, the color pink, and music. So yeah.
Yeah, I say that wraps you up pretty well, and I just couldn't stop laughing thinking about like all the times I've seen Mr. Binks attack you, and it's just like uh, it's like there's a good like 8 out of, I guess that's a 4 out of 5 chance that you're gonna get attacked on stream if you don't give Mr. Binks like 2 seconds of attention.
Yeah, and that's like he's so sweet. He's just like a huge mama's boy and like I've never had this many scratches on my arms. Like he just does not like my streaming thing. He's like, yeah, he needs all the attention. So he gets time out quite often.
Oh yes, the many different personalities of cats. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Just seeing, and I just have to confirm here. You say you love pizza. What is your favorite kind of pizza though?
Okay, honestly, my favorite pizza is just like straight plain cheese pizza. I just love cheese pizza. I always have. But if I had to pick toppings, I like sausage and pepperoni and black olives, actually. And I do like Hawaiian pizza too. I know that's a hot
Mm,
subject for some people, but
we're about to get into
I
a
like
fight
that
here
as well.
right at the beginning.
Yeah. No
Uh,
time wasted.
and I'm assuming the New York slice is your go to.
Oh yeah, man. Like even like the dollar slices like that you find randomly, like they're just so good. It's got to be like the water here. So someone said like I've heard that like the water here is like some of the best. Like so it has to be something to do with that and just the sauce. And I have a couple of my favorite pizza places around, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna order pizza tonight. I've already been thinking about it, so I
Pizza
have
on
a
your mind.
problem.
I did I
Yeah.
tell you about the story? Like I don't know what it is about like just food in New York, but it's just different. Did I tell you the story about like the sandwich I got when I was in New York last?
I don't think you
It
did,
was
but I
just
would
like
love to hear it.
this is like this random like we just got done walking through uh um Central Park. I don't know why that was so hard for me to think of. Just it was a big Central Park day, and we were hungry, so
Uh-huh.
we were like, well, what do we want to eat? And then we just saw this like little sandwich place that was
Okay.
just north of it was by that north east corner of the park. And there's just like some sort of like convenient store sandwich place up there, and we just go in and we're hungry for like anything, and so
Uh-huh.
I can't remember. I think it was like a tuna sandwich or something. It might not even been that. I can't remember what it was, but I just remember never being so happy with like just a convenience store sandwich before. Like it was so good,
Hmm.
and I was like, man, is this that New York effect or something? Because that was life changing.
You had your New York deli experience.
I did.
Yeah,
That was life
I love that
changing.
for you. I'm glad that happened. Did you have any pizza while
I
you were here?
didn't. I did not. So
Oh,
next
that's
time
right,
I
you did. You
go,
told me that before.
so whenever I go to watch the Royals play the Yankees in the playoffs, because that's happening, I'm
It's
gonna get some.
happening.
I'm gonna get pizza. It's gonna be
Oh
so good.
man, yeah. Yes, absolutely.
All right, so reeling it back in here, what initially got you into gaming, like just as a whole?
So I've really been playing video games like my entire life until I could, like from when I could remember. It all really started when I was super young, like 5, and I think the first game I played was Twisted Metal, and that was with my next door neighbor at the time. So that, and then that kind of quickly paralleled with playing Mario Kart on the Nintendo 64. And then that went into playing games on my purple transparent Game Boy. And the one game I fondly remember playing was a racing game called, it was Walt Disney World Magical Racing Tour.
Oh baby.
Yeah, it was just so good. I actually not that long ago, I was like, man, I forgot about that game. Let me look that up again. And I like found a clip on YouTube and I heard the same music and I was just like instantly brought back. I was like, oh my God, like, oh, this music, like I would literally have the A like imprinted on my thumb, like crazy. So yeah, so then we eventually, our family, we got a Nintendo Wii and we played a lot of Mario Kart there and Wii Tennis and Guitar Hero. So yeah, and then I kind of didn't play for like a little while. I kind of just like got really into college. Like I'm like a nerd also with school. Like I'm always in my homework and stuff. So I stopped playing for like a few years. Then I just got the Nintendo Switch a couple years ago. So since I got that, I've been like right back at it.
Right on.
Yeah.
And when you mentioned the imprint of the A on the Game Boy and like the nostalgia of the music, that kind of brought me back to a couple of the games I like to play. 'Cause, I don't know, everyone
Yeah.
has like those moments of like those games you played when you're younger that, like even if they were like not the big games, they kind of bring you back. I know I there was a Dexter's Laboratory game that I played a lot on the PlayStation 1, that whenever I watched gameplay of that recently too, and I it was so nostalgic. And then there was Toy Story 2 for the PlayStation 1, and once again same effect. The
Yeah.
music, just remembering how I did things, like just watching gameplay, it was just very very nostalgic. So I get you, and those are just memories you don't forget.
Yeah, well, and especially when you were younger, like these games were such a big part of your life too, like a part of your daily life. And especially when I had siblings, so we always played together.
Hmm.
So there was a lot of like bonding there. And it's so funny because I was so bad at Mario Kart on the Wii. And please hold your jokes because I know I've been just demolishing my score for the last couple months, but. Yeah, like but I didn't even care if I was bad. Like I just loved playing the game. Like it was just fun playing it with my siblings and stuff. So, yeah, playing those games. And it's cool that we can keep it going well into adulthood too, you know?
Yeah, and I would say even if we're having a bad day on Mario Kart, I mean it's if we're all in like a voice call or something, that just always makes it like 10 times better. It's like when you're just playing Mario Kart with friends.
Yeah, for sure.
It's always so much more fun. Or even if I'm begrudgingly playing Fortnite, then we're still having fun one way or another.
It's a team effort.
It's a team effort.
Yeah.
So, you did some gaming, you did some growing up, and, at some point in our lives, you know, we, we come across YouTube, and the people we watched
Mhm.
early on. For me, that would be I watched a lot of Smosh when I was younger. Like a lot of Smosh. I mean, it was almost like 90% Smosh. It was crazy. I love their videos. Um, so what content creators did you watch growing up, whether it be on YouTube or whatever platform you used?
Definitely a lot of YouTube when I was growing up. I watched a lot of Shane Dawson's videos and Annoying Orange and Andy Milonakis and just like those just super silly like videos like that one Charlie and the Candy Mountain one.
Yeah, Charlie the
Like
Unicorn. Oh my gosh.
yeah, Charlie the Unicorn. Yeah, that yeah. Yeah, just like those ridiculous videos like that, just like the silliest things.
Yeah.
And yeah. So that was a good time. That was like a golden age, I feel like.
And did you ever watch? Because eventually the Annoying Orange made its way onto Cartoon Network for a little bit.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. That's
I
true.
try to forget about that, but alas, it pops up in my memory every once in a while. But I don't know what it was. Well, actually, I do know what it was. Like just the eyes and the mouth on the fruits. I don't know. That just
Just like
it
yeah,
was
the most
freaked me out.
like demonic looking orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still watched it every once in a while, and I was still laughing at it because it was I don't know, it was just something you did back then, and
Mm-hmm. Yep.
uh, that was a classic time of YouTube. As I sound all old now, and it's like no one watches that anymore, old man. Like I know, but got to look back nostalgically. Or
Yeah, I agree.
the ASDF movies. Did you watch any of those?
I don't think I know what that is.
All right, well, I'll have to share that with you. That was also another gem of its time. So we'll definitely have to come back to that.
Yeah, I'm down.
How about like other streamers? Whether it was like as you're getting into streaming, someone watching now. What are some streamers you look up to?
I just found this girl recently playing Fortnite. She goes by Lovable, and she's just so good at the game. And she's very, very sweet. And she doesn't even have a camera on. Like it's just her playing the game and talking. But she's just so good at it. So I aspire to be as good as her at a game like that someday.
Well, I'll have to give her. Well, we'll get some shout outs here in the video description and all that,
Yeah.
and then I'll have to go check them out. I like to always go and check out the different streamers that people recognize on here, and I always find that very important to see, and branch out my content a little bit. It's, while I do have my own like circle of like stuff that I like to watch, these kind of videos actually help me reach out to other areas where I'm not as comfortable and just seeing good content, no matter what game is being
Yeah.
played and that stuff.
Yeah, she's just so badass at Fortnite and she is really good. And Fortnite is the very first shooting game I've ever played, so like it's definitely a learning curve for me. It's not easy and I know that there's all these settings you can mess with like sensitivity settings and so I'm still trying to get used to that, but just like watching someone else's gameplay is super smooth and like just eliminating people left and right. I'm like, sensei, like teach me your ways.
Yeah, that's man, for my first shooting game, I mean it had to be like Call of Duty. It's something basic like that back in the day. Just because I mean that was around the time I was like in middle school and early high school where we were playing that a lot, and that eventually kind of fell off. I played Counter Strike for a little bit, but and then like I said, I only recently just got into Fortnite. For you and another one of my streamer friends kind of pulling me into. So, and I mean, it does have its own challenges, and I'm still trying to work on those. And as someone even with some shooting game background, it is a little bit difficult. It has just some different areas in which you can improve, and just things that I would have never considered before. So, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
sure.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
So, who are some people still kind of like sticking on this whole streamer aspect here that have helped you grow with your stream? It can be anyone from someone you work with, consistent chatters, artists, or really like anyone that has helped you to where you feel you are now.
Well, I'll start with the infamous, legendary, unparalleled Yoman 21A, who happens to be in the building.
I am in a
Q
building.
plus. Woo. Yeah, no. So you and then this other user, his username is dam_ttv, and then DJ International. Just Dam was like someone who, actually, it's funny because each of you are people I met from three of the like each of the three games I play. So like you found my Mario Kart stream one day, Dam found my Fortnite stream one day, and then DJ found my Hogwarts stream one day. So, damn, I just started returning the favors, like I wanted to like also watch other people's streams and like engage in the chat and stuff and just like also show support. So, like damn would like give me like a lot of shout outs and like raid my channel, and I got like a bunch more followers from that, and this was all before I became an affiliate. So like getting the like more followers and just people like helping me in that way really helped grow my channel to like become an affiliate. And then like just from playing with you, like I've met like a lot of other cool people that I'm now friends with also. Like you have like definitely a good like cool circle of people that you play with like on Twitch and stuff. Like everyone's really really cool. So I'm thankful for that, for just like growing the community in that sense. And then DJ is really cool because he's always also like he tells me that he spreads the word about my stream as well. So and he's always in the chat regularly. Um, so yeah, definitely all of that helped a lot to get to like an affiliate status and then to continue growing it from there. And also my mod, Voodog, best mod ever. He's helped me so much, just like with all the technical stuff until I kind of learned it on my own, just setting up the stream and like getting the in there. And he's gifted a lot of subs to like the three people I just mentioned. He gifted subs to all you guys because he asked me like the three people that I would want to give subs to. So I told him you guys. And yeah, he's definitely like super supportive, and I would be lost without him. So yeah, all you guys are W.
Always love a good mod. And speaking of like that community, um, stealing Speedies of sound from us, that was crazy. I always see Speedies playing Fortnite with you all, and that's not a problem at all. I think that's
Listen, he's a
that,
free man. He makes his own choices, okay? He just
yeah.
chooses us. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
kidding, but
it's always
yeah.
cool to see that overlap. Like once communities like meet and seeing like it's like, oh, I didn't know of this streamer before, but now I've made this connection, and it's worked out really well. So that's just
Yeah.
always really cool to see, especially from growing communities. I think that's just awesome.
Yeah. Yay.
So starting to get outside of like the influence and more towards like your stream itself. What do you call your followers, subs, general community, just kind of general there, and what ended up leading you to that?
Yeah, so I did see this question. I actually don't think I've publicly said it yet, but like I did change it in like the channel points thing where you can put like the button. You know how you have
Mhm.
like the Pokemon card?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just did that, and I guess you can also like name it something. So I named it Stars. So I like call my community Stars. and it's just part of my brand. Like my music publishing company is also called Starshine Music LLC, and it just started with the name that my mom called me when I was a baby, which was Starshine. So when I was making that channel point thing, it's a pink crescent moon, and it just like came to me. I was like, oh, stars, like,
Hmm.
and it like makes sense because I really loved always playing Nintendo games. So like when you play what is it? Mario Party, and you're getting the stars, like even
Hmm.
Mario Galaxy, and you're collecting like all the stars. So
Yeah.
it definitely ties into like my brand and even just who I am as a person. So I feel like it made sense.
Yeah, no, that works out, and that's new information to me. So, and I know
Yeah.
for me, I think I've said this on a previous episode, but I struggled with what I wanted to call my community, and I at some point landed on the Blast Zone and that whole shindig, and just making Baja Blast the center of everything because it's like the
Yeah.
God-given gift to this planet. So, so I get
That's what it
that.
deserves.
That's exactly what it deserves. Um, so yeah, cool. I didn't know that all that background. So that's another great thing about doing these is kind of finding what led to those decisions, and as you grow, seeing, I guess, just seeing that having this background is just a helpful little thing for us all to have.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. It's cool.
And you'll be looking on this video 10 years from now when you have 5 billion followers, and you're like, oh man, that was a you're like holding your back because it hurts from getting old, and you know
Yeah,
back in the
for
day.
sure. They won't even believe it was me. Like, I
Different
swear it's
person.
me.
This doesn't sound like the old granny that we know today.
Yep, different.
So, streaming now, I'm sure you've built up a number of memories through any of the games that you've played, through the different people that you met. What are some of your most memorable streaming moments that you've had so far?
So I mean, I'll start with the obvious, like we already said, like just getting attacked by my cat. And sometimes like I won't even stop him right away. I'm like, you know what, I'll just let everyone have some entertainment and I'll take the scratches. It's fine. So, there's that. There have been times that he's been sweet on camera too, though, when
There
he just like
has, yeah.
sits right next to me and he's just like in the camera. He looks so cute. So there's that, and I think like generally it's just been also like building a community of the most awesome nerds on the planet and finding people who love playing the games that I play as much as I do. Um, and I definitely have felt like super welcomed and like equal overall because I am a girl, so there's a lot of like not as many girls gaming, I feel like, on Twitch as there are guys. So um I also like if you saw me just like off the street, I don't really look like a nerd, so it's nice to be able to hang out with people who are fellow nerds and are kind and like don't judge. So um, I have heard like recently, like I told someone I was a Twitch streamer, and they assume I'm like half naked or something. Like no, yeah, no, guys play video games. They're like, you don't look like it. So I'm like, yeah, I just think of myself as like this really funny joke that the universe made. Like, we're just gonna make this ridiculously hot girl, but you know what? She's gonna be really effing weird. So that's me. Like, yeah, just so yeah, I'm just glad that I feel like there's no like divide between me and anyone that I've met so far. Like everyone I've met so far has been so cool and like just wants to play the game, like
Right.
all everyone cares about is just like having fun and playing the game. And also like I haven't really met someone so far that takes a game too serious either. Like maybe here and there, but not even really, but like mostly it's just all about like having fun because at the end of the day, like it is just a game. So you know and literally do it because I love playing games.
Hmm.
So definitely I didn't even expect that. Like I thought I'd come on here and like just play games. Like I really didn't even expect to build like a whole community. So it's like been a very, very like nice surprise. And yeah, so that's like a big, I guess, memorable thing about streaming for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's just a perspective that, of course, I would have no way of understanding is, what kind of stigmas come from, being a girl gamer, and
Yeah.
what kind of community. I don't have to be wary, even close to as much, about, um, you never know who's going to be popping up in your stream, and uh,
Mm-hmm.
or who's gonna say something off the chains, except from like the worst I get is like best viewers and cheap viewers,
Yeah,
and like
that
so.
old chestnut.
Yeah, I love those guys, and shout outs to the homies and the best viewers and cheap viewers. Um,
Shout out to the homies. We'd
the
be nowhere without those
the
guys.
ones that are there every stream, I swear, every stream.
Yeah,
They don't miss a beat.
they're loyal, if anything, and persistent.
And persistent, very persistent. But yeah, I mean that's just something that I'm sure makes like a whole different podcast. I guess especially as you go on, um, I'm sure you could get like a group of like three female streamers together and just talk about if they've been streaming for a while, some of the weird
Mm.
stuff they've encountered. I'm sure like eventually can be in like, oh well, this person reached out to me in my DMs, and
Yeah.
that's just stuff that that's stuff I probably am never gonna like just know or like truly understand, which is what makes that a unique perspective for you.
Yeah, it's definitely something to navigate and like always be aware of that like at any time someone could say something, but and also like I'm not on edge or anything. Like I said, like I haven't even really had luckily any weird I just had like one kind of person I had to ban recently, but
Right? Yeah.
I don't really care. But like also like that's why like and also it's better that it's online than in person because like it's so easy. It's just a click of a button. I never have to see or hear from you again, you know? So
Exactly.
um yeah, it's fine. It's just I've had overwhelmingly positive experiences
Yeah.
than the negative ones, so that's good.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's see. And we kind of just brush on this topic just a little bit, and there's probably more to it. But what are some challenges you have faced while streaming?
Okay, so definitely the biggest challenge was even just beginning to stream in the beginning, just because of the unique setup situation I have. I'm streaming from a Switch, which I know a lot of people do, but I also am doing it through a MacBook. It's like I don't have a PC.
Mm.
So, it was just I had started trying to with OBS. I was gonna do Twitch Studio, but then that got discontinued this year, so I couldn't do that. I started trying with the OBS. It just like, I mean, like, I almost gave up on streaming just because of how much, like, it was. I had to keep ordering a new cable. Like, I got the capture card, and then, like, the HDMI cable I had, like, wasn't good enough. I had to get a new HDMI cable. Then I had to get, like, I had to, like, replace so many cables. And it was like, I probably tested a stream like 10 times before it actually finally worked. And I was like so defeated. And then I actually ended up having to just scrap OBS altogether. I was like, let's just try a different broadcasting software and maybe that's the problem. So I did. Now I use Streamlabs and it's been like smooth sailing ever since.
Hmm.
The only thing is I still can't stream while wearing a headset. Like the gameplay will stream through Twitch, but my voice doesn't come through. So, but like it's fine because now we have like the Discord voice chat and Speedy actually helped me set that up so that it comes through on the Twitch stream as well.
Hmm.
So I don't even really need to play with a headset. And I'm honestly not even that mad about it because it gets uncomfortable after a while, you know? So I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Like I'm fine with just using the Discord, and I have like an external mic now, so that was a huge challenge. But I finally overcame that, and now we're good. But and then like other than that, I just been slowly trying to set up like the background Like I really like when you see those streamers when they have like all these cool lights and just like figures and all that.
Hmm.
I just like I'm a little challenged in this situation because I do live in a studio, so I do not have a lot of space, and I don't even have a gamer chair. Like I just sit on the edge of my bed. I'm like, so I just like, and I got this like kind of chair thing from Amazon. Um, it's like not a chair at all. It's just like you would put it like on the edge of your bed, like towards the wall. So like I mean, it's just something like
Hmm.
to have some sort of back support and like armrest, and it has pockets for my water bottles. So there's that, and yeah, so that's a challenge is that I still don't have like an ideal like setup where people have like a gaming chair and all that. Like um I just have I have my piano bench and then one of my rocket speakers on top of it, and then that's what I put my laptop on top of so that the camera's tall enough to face
Mm.
me. Like if you saw my setup, you'd be like, "How are you doing
You might need
this?"
to send me a picture of your setup. This is more interesting than I thought.
No, yeah, it's like it's crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, and then I got this Galaxy lamp, the Galaxy light lamp. So that's been kind of cool, and to kind of have like a pink background. I did get some pink strip lights. I'm waiting for a friend to come help me because even though I live in a studio, I have like high ceilings at least, so it makes it feel really big, but
Mhm.
I need like a ladder to get up there and do it around, and I need help. So I think they're coming this weekend, so I'll have more. And I sucks. I have so many pops, and I have like this whole thing with all my figures on it, but I just like
Mhm.
I can't just float it in the background on top of my bed. So
Yep.
I gotta just work with what I got. So yeah, I'm
I
just
feel
working on the lighting for now.
my I had a actually really cool like backdrop to my streams. God, this is when I lived in Ohio. I mean, this was probably a year and a half ago now, and it was like it had like figure displays. I had a whole ton of the Pokemon pops. Just like a whole
Hmm.
like wall. Like maybe I can show you if I go back and find an old stream or something. But it was a really cool background. But I was also very fortunate with the amount of space I had living there. And it seems like
Uh-huh.
every time I've moved, that space has gotten smaller and smaller, and I just don't have the means um, to have that kind of stuff anymore. And I liked when I had that because I think because I got compliments about like that stuff I had in the back. But now it's just like I think right now I at least put up like my Royals flag in the back, so that's something. But
Yeah, that's
it
something.
it's just not as cool as what it could be. So hopefully one day we
Yeah.
can get that changed around, and eventually I'd like to have a room where I just game and a room where I sleep, so that way I
Yeah.
can have like a real gaming room rather than this combination effort that's just
I know.
not cool
That's the
for the
goal.
eyes. But
Yeah.
alas, being poor and in mid 20s, it is what it is. So
Yeah. Yep. Like I'm in New York, I live in a shoebox, literally. Like this is what I
yeah,
got. It's fine though.
we make it work.
Yeah.
So yeah, you talked a lot about the like technical stuff like of issues that you faced, and that's actually not a thing that I hear too much. I've heard a lot about like
Yeah.
user engagement and building community, but it sounds like you have that pretty under wraps right now, which is that's good. That's good to have.
Yeah. I feel very lucky for that. Like I don't feel like I've had a problem with that. Like and like I said, I didn't even expect to build such a community. I'm like very pleasantly surprised by it. And to have them be like all such awesome people too.
Right on. Gotta love that.
Mm. Yeah.
All right. So with your streaming, if you could collaborate with someone, any streamer out there, any content creator, who would that be?
Honestly, I'm gonna go back to the lovable girl because she's really just so cute and good at Fortnite, and she's also, like I said, very sweet and nice. She also is like very engaging in the chat. Um, Even though she has said before she doesn't typically play with viewers, like really just her friends. But one day we'll become friends. I'm manifesting, so yeah.
There we go. It's good to
Yeah.
have that goal.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I do like you said before, like collaborate with other streamers. I love like it's so much fun when like we have like our Mario Kart streams and like there's a lot of people in there with us.
Oh yeah, that's
So
always so
like
much
to a
fun.
fault because then we get stuck like waiting and spectating for like 5 races. But usually once we get back down to the regional, we get better luck. But yeah, so I feel like it's harder in a game like Fortnite in a game that's like a lot of people play and that's super popular. Like, um, I feel like Mario Kart is something that's a little more laid back and chill, you know? So,
Yeah.
and Fortnite is just very intimidating for me because like I'm not that great at the game yet. It's like I said, the first shooting game I've ever played, and I was never good at those. That's why I never played them. But I just think Fortnite is so much fun, and like I like all the stuff you can get in it and the different seasons. Like I think it's really cool what they do with it. But yeah, I'm like I practice a bunch before I can like get on the playing field of some of these other people.
Hmm.
But I would love to.
Yeah. And I'm sure over time and more experience and with Speedy guiding the way, I think.
Literally, Speedy Sama, he is the sensei. I'm like, I can't believe he likes playing with me. Like, I suck. Like, thank God he's cool.
Yes, he's really cool. So like during your streams, another thing here is how do you avoid like burnout from streaming? Like it's like do you ever feel like you're streaming too much, streaming too little? Does it become overbearing at points? How do you handle those situations?
Well, when I did first start out, I was very silly with the schedule I thought I was gonna have. I thought I was gonna do 8 p.m. till like midnight, and like that quickly didn't happen. I like when I first started out, it was like really only getting viewers around like 1:30 in the morning. So then I was like, okay, I should start later. So I started getting on at like 11 and then you know how it is like once you like have viewers in there like you don't want to just log off like because you also need to do like the average viewer count and all
Hmm.
that. So I'd be on there till like 4 in the morning and around 4 like I'd really be feeling it like the energy was just drained from my soul like but I'm just like I'm still going like you know I just try to like always have at least 2 bottles of water with me. Sometimes a soda. I'm not a soda drinker at all, but if I know I'm gonna have like a long stream, I'll keep a little bit just like, for a little sugar boost here and
Hmm.
there. And yeah, but definitely like I know hydrating is a big thing here, so and it's definitely for a reason. And I definitely always try to have dinner before I start streaming too, because like the worst is just to get super hungry while you're playing.
Hmm.
And yeah, but now that I have like a more of a community, I could start a little earlier now, so I'm trying to start like around 9 now, and also I did that with the hopes that it'll like make me get off a little earlier. That hasn't happened yet. But I have stopped being on till there was that one day that we were playing Mario Kart and I was on there with you guys till like 6 in the morning. Like that's the one and only time I ever did that, by the way. But it was just too fun. Like I couldn't get off.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Sometimes
now
the
I'm
time just
trying to
passes.
get off. Yeah, I know, literally, and especially playing Mario Kart where it's like they go super quick, and all of a sudden it's like one more. That's the thing too, is I'll always be like, oh, one more, one more. That's how I used to get in trouble with staying out too late when I used to go out to the bars, like going out after work and stuff. Like, oh yeah, we'll go for one. It's never just one.
No.
Like, it's always several. Like, always. So, but at least now it's with video games and it's like, not something where I'm gonna be out and like acting a fool and like making bad decisions or anything like that. So
Losing
I'm just
money.
sitting, yeah, losing money, right? Like just yeah. Um it's better now that I'm here and but it's so funny because like I just found myself so many days being so tired like the next day from just the lack of sleep. So now I'm just trying to wean myself on a better schedule to try to get off around like 2:30. But
Hmm.
even then it's just been so hard because there's a lot of people who stay up late. So I'm like I gotta try to just like slam the hammer, like just make myself get off. But I like doing long streams, so
Yeah.
um, yeah. So I'm trying to start a little earlier.
I think for me, I had to keep thinking to myself is not only am I trying to in general like appease a crowd from the East Coast, but also thinking about
Yeah.
people who are in the West Coast. And by the time I'm done streaming, that's when people in Europe are starting to wake up. So then I start hearing from them. It's like, oh hi, just logged
Yeah.
on to your 5 hour stream. Oh, you're ending soon. I just woke up. I'm like, great, awesome. And so
But
is
also the fact that they're waking up at 8 a.m. and getting on stream, I'm like, what?
right
You
and
no matter where you live, like, like okay, like whatever. It's just like I guess people game early in other places. But yeah, I
possibly.
that's such a good point. Yeah, it's like catching the different time zones can be tricky and sometimes bad for you.
Yeah, it can definitely be bad because like sometimes you can get like like you said, you like a lot of people around like that 1 to 1:30 time because what that's like 10 o'clock over on the West Coast. I mean that's when people are getting
Yeah,
comfy.
makes sense.
And or I guess people in Europe are starting to wake up. Whatever, I don't know what they do in Europe, but more power to them, I suppose.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's just something to work through, and it's an interesting challenge, but that is a good point. All right, so when you started streaming, like if you were to go back in time, for example, and it doesn't even have to be that deep, but like if there was like one thing that you wish you knew before you started streaming, what would that be, or what would you have done differently? Like if you could have taken an alternate history route, where would have you gone?
I guess I just wish I knew how hard it was gonna be for me to set it up with like a Mac and all that. Um, Maybe would have gotten a PC, but um, it's not that bad. Now that I have a good broadcasting software, it's not a problem. But honestly, I wish I knew how much it was gonna take over my life. So, like, I am first and foremost a musician, and like that's what the career path I'm going towards. So this was always meant to be like a side gig kind of thing for me, but I just like fell in love with the Twitch community and like playing the games. So I've spent a lot of time doing it, but now that I'm about to start spending more time going back in the studio, I have to create a better balance. Because like I said, like I would be up super late and I would be so tired just the next day. So it was like a couple weeks stretch where I was just like a shell of a human during the day, and not in my opinion doing enough towards my career goals as I wanted to. So I mean like I'm still doing very well, so I don't try to get hard on myself or anything, but I just trying to remind myself to like, keep the healthy balance going. So it just, like I keep saying, it was very pleasantly surprising how much it's grown and how many people I've met and how fun it's been. But I'm just trying not to get too wrapped up in this stuff and like just to save room for the other things I have to do in my life as well. So I wish I just knew like how much of a challenge managing that time would be and yeah, like not letting it take over my life.
Yeah, that's something that as of recently, I've been struggling with. Now, I've also been, I guess, kind of more lenient on myself because I just got a new job. So, but during this
Mhm.
time, not having to worry about that, I've had a lot of open time. So I've been able to get away with that. But I know with starting a new job here soon, that's gonna be changing. Although it's somehow not impacting too much of my streaming schedule. But that's
Yeah,
another
that's
thing is
good.
that I am going to be having a more strict streaming schedule. Not streaming every day once I get a job and all of that. And I know that's
Hmm.
important to avoid that burnout.
Yeah.
Is to just set those boundaries of like, hey, I'm only gonna stream these days. And I think now that I've kind of built a community, it's going to be more like, oh, he's only streaming on these days, which means I can't catch him on these other days. That means I should probably make my way here that day,
Yeah,
which might in then turn to higher average viewer count.
I think so.
So
I
uh,
think that that's super helpful. I've seen like there's another girl I've seen and she's like streams every day at the same exact time. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, and she has a lot of, not, but she'll have like 10 or 12 people in there all the time. But it's like they know exactly what time to catch her. Like, you know, and even if you don't do it every day, it could be like my schedule was supposed to be like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from this time to this time. So if you're actually consistent with the day and time, like I think that it catches on more with people, and then they don't have to wait for like your notification of when you're going to be on. They know when you're going to be on. So
Mm-hmm.
like, that could be helpful as well.
Yeah, and
Could
I
end
think
up working out really well.
yeah, and I think I have at least gotten people saying, "Oh, you start at 10 o'clock." Like I've got a few people
Oh,
catching
that's
on to that,
good.
so
Yeah.
that's going to be definitely helpful because that's when I want to start anyways. So
Hmm.
that just happens to be a good time, and that's usually when the Royals are done, either winning or
Yeah.
losing right now. So
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's what after baseball's done.
oh no, I'm not ready for that season to be over. What am I gonna do with the rest of my life? I don't know. Well, I'm going to find out again. This happens
I
every
know.
off season. I swear, it's bad.
Yeah, but you know what? Before you know it, it's spring training again, you know?
Yes, so true. Definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Already, that's crazy. Uh, what motivates you to continue streaming? What keeps you pressing that start streaming button every day and not just like giving up?
I just love streaming so much. I just love the community, and I just like actually love playing video games. So, um, like this is something I would be doing anyway, like playing games. So I might as well have a camera in front of me and let everyone watch me play them. Like, because I've been told like by a lot of my friends and people who have been close to me that like I'm really I have like I'm a very animated person, so I have very like funny reactions to things, and like I get really into it, like really invested in story. So, um, so I'm like, yeah, I may as well, let people come along on the ride with me. And I also want to keep meeting more and more new people and fellow streamers. I think it's pretty cool that a lot of the people that end up following you and are in your chat end up also being streamers. So it seems like a big like streamer enriched community because like sometimes people follow me and I follow them back and then I see them going live and I'm like, "Oh, like a lot of people who are here are also streamers."
Mm-hmm.
So um, when I started streaming and I started watching other people's streams, it's like Twitch is definitely the top app on my phone now. So like I keep everyone's stream up like while I'm at work, while I'm on my bartending shifts. Like I can't always watch, of course, but I'll just leave it up on my phone and I come back to it when I have like a little downtime. So, um, definitely the like one of the best. I can't like obviously music is always number one for me, but like definitely other than that, the best community I've ever been in because it's like wholesome too.
Mm-hmm.
Like not in my experience so far hasn't been very toxic. So like playing video games is just so fun. Um, and yeah, I just like being able to do that and hang out with everybody. So it's just like very, very fun to me.
Yeah, absolutely. That was just a really positive statement. It just resonated a lot. So
Yay.
yeah, no, I like that. Uh, because I think when it comes to terms of what motivates me to continue streaming, like I can't beat that answer. I mean, like I'm right there with you. Just the other people around in the community that help so much, and whether they're a streamer, which is a good part of it, or not streamers, which I of course have a few of in my channel as well. It's always just nice to have all of us like kind of come together, especially a bunch of like smaller streamers, relatively speaking,
Yeah.
to just support each other and make it a little bit more engaging.
Yeah, it's really awesome for each other. So I really like that a lot.
Yeah. So, moving forward with this community that we love so much, what goals do you currently have for your stream? Whether it's short term, medium term, long term. What are you looking at?
Well, I did initially start this for it to become an additional income stream for me, so that's like the biggest goal. And since I became affiliate, that has started. Like, I'm so glad about that. I would say short-term goals would be to continue building the following right now over 100. So I like how on your stream you do like small increments, like 200, 250. I think that's where you go by like increments of 50. Like, so I think that's a healthier types of goals than like, oh my God, I need 1,000 followers. Like,
Hmm.
like start stressing about that. So like right now I think I'm at like 89. So I'm like, okay, next goal would be 150 or like 200. So that's more short term. And then I guess medium term is building more subscriptions over time also. And then long term goals could also be keeping a diverse rotation of the games that I'm playing. Um, I like how I kind of have like an RPG and then like a shooting game and like a racing game. So, and I didn't even do that on purpose. Like these are just the games that I like playing.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I think it's good to have some diversity. And then RPGs are great because there's so many. So after I finish one, I can just find another one, and there's so many popular ones too. So I think that it'll do well to keep that in the rotation. And yeah, that definitely long term is also included with doing my best to keep it going, despite my full time priority of the musical endeavors and having that take a lot of my time and energy. But it's definitely important to me the to keep being active in the Twitch community, despite that.
Right on. And I actually, someone in my last one, this is Winsky, he introduced me to a streamer that is also like a professional voice actor.
Oh
So,
wow,
and I was like, and you see those people every once in a while. The guitarist of Dragon Force streams sometimes too. And so
nice.
it's kind of cool to see, people like who are coming from that side of things. So it's definitely not an
Hmm.
impossible thing to do. It just, not something that is as common. And I honestly think that's an untapped market for, um, professionals to have
Hmm.
a presence on Twitch, and I think that'd be a very very big building thing for Twitch as well. So I think that's always a route that you can consider a possibility. And I know even with Twitch being on the side right now, it's always something to have in the back there. And I think you would notice over time a correlation between the two, because I mean, how many do you? I'm sure you've gotten some listeners to your song who would have not listened to it otherwise if they had not known you through Twitch.
No, definitely, for sure. And then that's another thing is that like there have been a couple other Twitch streamers that I've like joined their stream and like they've played my song on their stream and I'm like, dude, that's so awesome. Like they're like how it like goes back to what I'm saying that like everyone just seems so supportive. They're like, hell yeah. Like and especially since like, not to toot my own horn, but like it is a good song. So it's like I'm not like just like some SoundCloud rapper like asking you to play my shitty song. Like, like so it reaches definitely like more people that wouldn't hear it and like just to also see like people giving positive feedback like it really like validates their your
Mm-hmm.
artistic outlook as well. So yeah, that's been a really cool for sure.
Man, I don't know why I never thought of that. I got to play your song on stream sometime then. I
Oh
don't know why
yeah.
I had not thought of that, but hey, this is the idea sharing corner. So
It is.
I'm gonna go steal that idea at some point here. So
Yay.
there we go. I feel like I had something else.
Wait,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
and you know what else? I was gonna tell you this. Like, there's some, I think, football player. I don't remember his name, but he streams Fortnite and he's like a pro player. And he has this thing against the peelies, like the bananas.
Mm-hmm.
And so now people will like, I don't know how they find him. They must know his like gamer tag or something. They'll just all go in the peely skin and they'll just start bullying him. And like, there's so many clips of this guy just getting like bullied by the peelies. It's just so ridiculous.
I'll have to look into that. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll find maybe some clip to put into the Discord or something. But I had thought about that when we were talking about like some like well-known people that still do their streaming on Twitch. Like it makes for great clips, that's for sure.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. And another thing that you also made me think about, that something I just hadn't really thought about before, was the diverse rotation of games. Because thought about the games that
Oh.
I play. Because like right now, it's Final Fantasy, it's Mario Kart, Smash Bros, the Pokemon trading card game,
Mm-hmm.
Fortnite, and a Pokemon. I guess that one's kind of on the down low right now. But like that, I didn't realize that I also had quite a diverse like genre selection of games. So I was like, well, I guess that might just be the that's the format. That's what
Yeah.
it's just weird how that happens.
Yeah, it is, but it's cool. I think it's cool to like have a bunch of different games that you like playing, and you kind of have something for everybody too.
Yeah, get a diverse audience too. I guess that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Yeah.
And assuming you continue streaming in the next 2 years, um, where do you see yourself in those 2 years as a streamer?
Well, I really am hoping that I'm too busy being a famous musician to be streaming all the time, but
Me too, man. Me
I
too.
would, yeah, but I would make it a huge priority to pop in whenever I possibly could. I think it's actually so funny that like Doja Cat still comes on Twitch every once in a while to stream, and she plays Fortnite. So, yeah, definitely I'm always gonna try to keep it um like going even if it can't be like all the time or even every week. So that's where I see myself being too busy to do it regularly but still making time for it and having it be a big priority because like yeah, I'm definitely never forgetting about all my Twitch friends.
That's what we like to hear. And if someone were to tune into your stream and see what you're most excited about, what is your favorite game to stream?
Yeah, so this is a hard one because I want to say Hogwarts Legacy. I think I've just found that I really love RPGs. I like the story a lot. But I also really love Mario Kart. I think I just get so happy playing that game. It's very nostalgia too. Like I've been playing it ever since I was little. So definitely I like the story-based games, but I really like have a very soft spot in my heart for racing games also.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And how about like we focus today a lot about what you do for streaming, on streaming, all that good stuff. But outside of streaming, what do you like to do? I know we've talked a little bit about this as well, but catch us
Oh
up.
yeah. Yeah, well, definitely music is the number one thing I do outside of here. And exercise. I really like to try to keep myself like in shape and just because I'm really going hard on the career path of being a singer and like as like a pop R&B singer, you also are gonna have to keep myself in somewhat of shape to be. I did take dance classes when I was younger, but it's been a long time, so um I'm trying to get maybe back into some kind of dance class, but that would be like just another thing to add on and
Hmm.
it have and sometimes dance classes are only like on a specific day of the week, and if it's on a day that I work, like I can't do that. So I have to like figure that out. But I love to dance, exercise, and make and write music. So I also play piano. I love playing piano. I love it so much. And I write my own songs as well. So and I make beats also. Not like Timberland or anything, but I I dabble for sure. So and I like just hanging out with Mr. Banks.
you know, Sometimes hanging out with the cats, the cool cats, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I gotta spend some time with him and keep him lively and young.
He'll like claw you up if you just don't look at him the right way sometimes. So
Literally. Like
I love Mr.
yeah.
Biggs. He's great, even just from a distance. Maybe that's how
Yeah.
I want to stay a fair distance away from Mr. Binks because he's kind of scary.
He's definitely intimidating.
uh, all right. Well, anything else for us today? I'm not sure if you have anything else you want to talk about, but
Mm, no, I think that's it.
all right. Well, Bam, thanks for joining us today. It was nice getting to know you a little bit better, talk with you a little bit more,
Yeah.
and kind of find out some of your backgrounds. As I think probably the you might be the streamer that I've known the least amount coming onto like my podcast. So it was kind of good to
Yay.
get to know more about you that way. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
do. I know remember you being like probably I think I've met DJ like first, but you're like definitely one of the first people that I've met in the stream. So, and like side note, that's another thing about having the diverse games is like I said before, I've met you guys from like the different games I played. So if I
mhm.
wasn't playing different games and streaming them, like there's a lot of people I wouldn't have met. So
Yeah.
that's a plus for sure.
So what you're saying is every day for the next 70 days I should play a different game. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that will turn out well.
Really, yeah. Just let your wings grow and just fly out there, man. Just free bird it.
uh, interesting, interesting. Well, it was nice to take some time and sit down and talk with you and, kind of spread the word on what Bam's music career is all about and maybe thinking about Twitch a little bit too.
Yeah,
Um,
of course. Always.
So, for our listeners, please make sure to take some time to go follow BAM at twitch.tv/, and this is going to be important, BAM Baby with 3 Y's at the end,
Yeah.
because apparently the other 2 were taken.
Yeah, please petitions for the Bam Baby one lie to just give it up. They haven't been on for 4 years,
Yeah, seriously,
but
come on.
until then, it's 3 Ys.
One more time, twitch.tv/BAM Baby, BAMBABYYY. All right, and support our rising streamers. Take care and happy streaming.
Yay, bye. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.